This segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And you know, whenever we have anything related to a water issue or anything that we need to follow up about water in our area, we turn our attention to Mr. Mike Sobear. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Keith. Good afternoon.
Good
Nice
afternoon.
to be here,
Appreciate that.
always. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Of course. General Manager, Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Waterworks, District Number 1. You guys got a call early in the morning about
Yes, sir. Around a
some
little
water?
after 4 o'clock, we have a group text messaging system in our organization, and they came across that there was a possible water line main break on Main Street between Good and Roussel Street. And I replied back, who in the world is up at 4 o'clock in the morning to
Right.
tell me that I got a broken water line?
Yeah.
And I apologized to my group saying, now I understand why.
Right.
So
Looks pretty big.
Right. The procedure for this is before you can go find something, you have to get permission to know where to dig so you don't break somebody else's stuff.
Right.
So that sort of starts the process at 4. Takes them usually an hour or two by the time gas, sewer, water, telecommunications, electric, everybody gets out there and marks. So right at 8 o'clock, the crews were there. They had their locates. They started digging. They found it. They found the leak.
Right.
Right at that particular spot, which is right by the Mardi Gras Hall, old F.W. Woolworth building and everything, there's a 6-inch line and a 12-inch line, and they swap just a little bit closer to or towards Lafayette Street.
Okay.
The 6-inch goes from really close in to the middle of the road. The 12 goes to the closest to the road.
Right.
So anyway, it takes you a while before you can open the hole, dig it all out,
Right.
get the concrete out, make sure you don't bust anything from
Right.
somebody else.
Carefully
That's
examine what's
exactly
going on
it.
and what it
These
is.
guys are doing. And so they did that. Once you know where the leak is, then the valve crew, we have a valve crew that comes out and starts working the valves and closing the valves to try and isolate the leak itself, to
Right.
try and knock the water down.
Right.
And so they were able to do that. Couldn't completely turn it off, but we had enough pumps to keep the whole dry while we were working.
And that was two of the pumps y'all had in there.
That is
right,
correct.
removing some of that water. That's
so what
the
you're
valves,
seeing right
right
now is the actual repair clamp that goes over the hole that was shown on the other picture.
Okay.
Right in the middle. And so they had a hole probably about 6 inches, about 3 inches.
Okay.
Where that came from, who knows?
Yeah. Don't know.
The pipe's been there for a long time. The road's
Right.
been there a long time. There's a lot of vibrations going on.
Sure.
With DOTD's contract to scrape all that asphalt off the wear surface of
Right.
concrete and put it back down. Things like that, they just happen.
Sure.
They happen. That's what we do. We go out and we fix it
Right.
fast as we can, and that's what we did.
Okay. And so we you guys are trying to, anytime we're dealing with these kinds of things under a roadway, you got to worry about cement, laying cement,
Sure.
and putting roadway on top of that. And we're kind of on a timeline for some things happening here.
Well,
for our
again,
area.
those who were around maybe a couple of Mardi Gras ago were concerned that we had the same water line actually further down, right past Church
Street, right.
by Mahoney's, that broke. And hey, they got a parade tonight. What you gonna do? Just chill out, man. We'll get it fixed. Don't worry
Right.
about it. And we do.
Right.
Same kind of thing. Christmas parade is going to be Saturday night. We had worked with DOTD, and they assured us that if we could finish our part by 12 noon, which we did,
Right.
that they could come in and fill a hole,
Right.
that they could come in and pour cement this afternoon,
Right.
or actually concrete,
Right.
and then have a couple of days of set because it's supposed to pour down rain in tomorrow, Friday, and maybe even Saturday morning. Can't pour in the
Right.
rain. So
Right.
get that down and then send the machine back in with asphalt and bevel everything back so that it's all covered up and you wouldn't know it would happen.
Yeah, unless you saw these pictures or watched
you
us here on
wouldn't.
HTV
Yeah,
or saw
you
the water, you
wouldn't
wouldn't know. And again, that's the expertise that you guys have in being able to address these issues. I love the fact that we can get a 4 o'clock call in the morning, not wondering or knowing why somebody's out that early, about a water leak and be able to have all the systems in place to go there safely and without causing any more damage, figure out what's going on and do some do a job to fix it.
And I've said it very many times that we have an excellent group of people that work at your waterworks. They know what they're doing. They're professionals. We get in, we get out, got other stuff to do.
Right. Right, I got you. And so again, this water leak, it took place again here on Main Street. Dwayne, show that original shot if you don't mind, as we identified a leak early in the morning. And this was at 4 o'clock in the morning. And overnight, we identified this problem. And in just within a few hours,
Yep.
we had,
6 hours from knowing about it, it was fixed.
wow,
It was fixed.
6 hours from knowing about it till 10.
correct.
Done.
Put 2 excavators out there, not to
Right.
not to have any breakdown. I mean,
Right.
we know what we're doing.
Right,
This
very
not the end.
clearly. Putting in a
We're,
valve, shutting that off, closing that hole, ready for DOTD to work with you.
We just signed a contract partnering with a company that is going to help us locate these kinds of leaks ahead of time.
Oh, my. Okay.
And so we'll be starting that process, and it's going to go really from Dunn Street to Lafayette Street,
Mm-hmm.
from Bayou Terrebonne to Tunnel Boulevard, the older part of Central
Right.
City. A lot of old pipes, everything
Right.
in there, but we're going to start on that project within the beginning of next year. It'll be going.
And so now what we're doing is we're being able to identify leaks before they become a problem and go in and fix those based on being taken an effort to look at what's happening before it becomes a
Be
problem.
proactive rather than reactive.
Proactive than reactive. I love it. Those are the right words I was looking for. I appreciate it. Well, Mike, thank you for
Always a
you and your
pleasure. Thank
team.
you, sir.
Overnight, what y'all do, how you do it, and taking care of it and getting it over to DOTD so we can
take
have a
a nap
parade.
right now.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. I appreciate it. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. We've got a whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.